This podcast is part of the A3K network. For more information, visit www.anime3000.com.
Warning. The views and opinions expressed by this producer are not necessarily the views and opinions expressed by Anime 3000, its producers, partners, or affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Everybody, it's me, it's Cody, that's right, they gave me my own fucking podcast. Everybody else got one, you might as well give me one, right? Well, now I got one, but I'm not alone, because if it was just me talking, you know how I like to repeat myself and get mad at really stupid shit. You need to keep my ass in line. Let's face it, I got problems. So to keep me in line, I have a friend here. Is it Mr. Sidekick from Kuso? No. Why? He has a life. We don't have lives, and we're going to use that lack of a life to entertain you today. So as you know me already, Lord Schmecky, Cody Baier, I'm the guy that gets all the people butthurt, but you don't know my friend here. So, friend here, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell the audience who you are.
My name is Alex Berry, and I am the creator and webmaster of Project After, the best website you have never heard of or been to.
And what does your website do, Alex? Tell the people what your website does.
Well, Cody, we are the official anti-fan fiction community. And I started it out of a need to make fun of really terrible fan fiction because I hate it. Basically, I don't know. I could go into, yeah, that's, you know.
So yeah, it's one of the best websites on the internet. People, go check it out.
I'm glad you said it, not me.
So, but we're not here to talk about your website, Alex. Get over yourself, for God's sakes. We're here to talk about fun things, exciting things. What exciting thing are we going to talk about today, Alex Berry?
Well, Cody Baier, there is a website called Senkaku Complex, and I don't care if I'm mispronouncing that or not, because it is just one of the most, well, I don't know, the best way I can think to say it is if you took everything that was wrong with the anime fandom and kind of congealed it all into a single domain name, this would pretty much be it. There's a lot of geeky anime references, a lot of pictures of nude figurines. Anyway, I mean, I'm sure people are already loading the site up in their browsers, so I don't need to get into it. But last August, they posted the results of a poll taken by users of the site Nico Nico, which I guess is sort of like
it's like Japanese YouTube.
Yeah, kind of like YouTube for weeaboos, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good way of describing it.
Yeah, and anyway, they asked people to list their top 50 favorite anime series of the 21st century so far.
The whole century.
Yeah.
So that's 100. That's what is that? 100 years? Am I retarded?
No.
Yeah. I'm pretty much. It's 100 years. So through the span of anime's life, pretty much.
Well, only the
because I'm not wrong in thinking anime is not 100 years old.
I don't think you are, but this is actually the 21st century, which started either 2000, 2001. I'm not sure.
Oh, so we're not talking about like the last 100 years. We're talking about the century we're in now.
Yeah, so the last 100 years so far.
So it's more like the last 11.
Basically, yeah.
Or 10, depending on how finicky you are.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't just say the past decade, but I guess century sounded more impressive. So
I'm assuming. So what? Let's take a look at what. Now, this is by no means scientific. This isn't a gauge of what all of Japan is into, but it is a gauge of what enough of Japan is into, and this list needs to be seen to be believed. It is depressing. It is mind-numbing, and it will. When I saw this list, it filled me with hate. Now I'm used to being filled with hate, but this was a different kind of hate. This was like you try to get into the heads, because this is like a mass of people, a large mass of people, and this is their collective thoughts, and this is what they are propping up, because you have to remember what these people buy influences what is available to us. Like a lot of the anime out there, it's so bad. It is bad because bad sells. Bad is successful. Unfortunately, while there's some good stuff out there that's successful, this is like the cough that leads to pneumonia. We have an anime pneumonia, and here is the cough that's letting us know this is the first symptom. So let's take now. At first I was like, well, let's count down up to number 1, but you know what? Fuck that, because these people's opinions aren't special, and you'll see why in a minute, folks. So let's just look at the first 10, because I think the 1 through 10 is very telling.
Yes.
So Alex, why don't you hilariously try to pronounce 1 through 10 on this list, and just so we can take in the shows, the top 10 ranked shows from the last decade,
Century.
according to the century. Yeah. According to the good folks over at Japan's YouTube, Nico Nico Douga. Take it away.
All right. Starting at number 1, we have looks like Baka Pokemon Teriyaki.
Bakemonogatari.
There you go.
Everyone was wondering what the hell he's trying to say.
Number 2 is Clannad. Number 3 is Tu Aru Kagaku no Railgun. I know how to pronounce one of those words. Number 4 is Air. Number 5 is Angel Beats with an exclamation point.
Of course.
Number 6 is Haruhi, which I assume is short for the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya.
One can only assume. Yes.
Yeah. Number 7 is Mahu Shoujo Madoka Magica, or Madoka Magica. Number 8 is Ano mi Mita Hana. Number 9 is Toradora! Exclamation point. And number 10 is K-On! Exclamation point.
Well, there seems to be something in common with this top 10, and I don't mean exclamation points, because several of them have exclamation points, granted, but not all of them. But if there's something on the tip of my tongue that these all seem to have in common. And I don't know. What do you think, Alex? What does it seem like these all have in common to you?
Well, let's see here. I know Bake Pokemon Teriyaki takes place in a high school setting. It has schoolgirls in it. I'm not too familiar with Clannad. Is that another high school?
Clannad is some of the guys on another podcast here at A3K went over that. It is but to sum it up, it is like one of the seminal quote unquote romance animes. It is basically for people who read Mega Tokyo unironically. It is
Okay.
It's very okay. Anyone who saw my show recently, the top 9 overused anime, where I said what moe is, like this isn't moe, this is moe, it's Clannad.
Okay.
Or was it canon? I can't fucking tell. They're all the same. I can't even tell them apart anymore.
They just kind of
It's
blend
one of
together
those.
after a while.
Yeah, it's one of those shows. It's in high school. We're using piano music. Everything has huge eyes, and fucking dogs can hear them talk from miles away. And romance works nothing like this, and the women are all helpless without their men, and it's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
The implications here, but it's one of those shows. So it takes place in a high school, and it has schoolgirls. We might be developing a pattern, but let's not jump to conclusions yet. What's number 3? Do you know anything about Block, Bagadak, Bak, Railguns?
No, I'm not familiar with that one either, I'm afraid.
Well, let's take to Wikipedia, shall we?
Go for it. They're a good
or
source of
Google.
information. Yeah.
Or better yet, Google. Because Google has pictures.
Oh, okay.
And it seems that what have we here as I view in Google Images? It seems we have... What the fuck is this? What the Okay, you know what? I'm just going to drop the pretenses and say we all know that top 10 shows have to do with schoolgirls, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But... And then Google image search show and pan over, and the 6th image from the left on the top row fills me with rage. Are you seeing?
6th image from oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude?
Is that from the show, or like is that a
It
fan
seems
made?
to be a screenshot. Yes.
Okay.
We have, for those who can't see it, we have two, look like identical twin lolies. One of them is naked, and the other has her underdeveloped boobs covered by what appears to be her sister or something. What the fuck is this show?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've never been inside a Japanese schoolgirl's locker room, but if anime is any indication, there seems to be a lot of rape and molestation going on in those places. So maybe this is just a really grim social commentary of a societal problem over there.
Probably not. So let's
Probably
find out, shall we? From Anime News Network, who we all know by now is one of my favoritist websites.
Oh yeah.
Their plot summary is as follows. First of all, the genres are action, comedy, and science fiction. So right away, we can guarantee what you said not happening.
Okay.
Plot summary. Academy City is a highly developed place in terms of technology. I'm sure it is. It is said to be 20 or 30 years ahead of the rest of the world. I don't really know how that would happen, but okay.
Wait a minute, Academy City?
Academy City.
Okay.
It apparently is a city full of colleges.
All right.
80% of its 2.3 million residents are students. God. Oh my God. The focus of studies here is directed towards Esper powers. Oh my fucking God.
Suddenly that card game school from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime doesn't seem that ridiculous anymore.
Oh my God, this is such stupid otaku wish fulfillment. A whole city of a school for magic people. Oh my God, and look at all the fucking characters. It's all giant-eyed, fucking underdeveloped student girls in tiny skirts.
Oh.
No, apparently, according to this picture, these two girls have the shortiest of skirts, but inexplicably, these two girls have normal-sized skirts. So I can only assume that whatever academy these two girls go to is the one for sluts, and these other two girls, no, I can't really say they go to the regular academy because inexplicably their shirts aren't long enough to cover their stomachs. Whew.
Yeah, they
Okay,
go to the party Esper Academy.
Ain't no party like an Esper Academy party, because an Esper Academy party don't quit.
Hell no.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking try to read the rest of this. Okay. Keep in mind, what rank is it? What did they rank this? This is the third greatest anime. According to Nico Nico Douga, Japanese YouTube, this is the third greatest anime in the last decade.
Of the 21st century.
Let's read on. Misaka Mikoto, one of the top-level espers in town, shares a room with Kuroko Shirai, another high-level esper who is a member of Judgment, a law-enforcing agency composed of students. Because that works, get the students to enforce the law on themselves.
So
I'm sure that will work out great.
Basically glorified hall monitors, essentially.
It's hall monitors. They shoot lightning bolts and magic missiles.
We're part of the honor program. You better respect us.
Both attend to Tokiwadai, a private school reserved for the high-leveled and the rich. I'm even going to get into that. So it's basically Oron High School.
Percenters.
It's Oron High School with magic powers.
Yep.
Kuroko's partner at Judgment, Kazari I hate Japanese names sometimes. Uiharu is a low-level esper who studies at Sakugawa Middle School. Her best friend and classmate there is Ruiko Saten, a level 0, meaning she has no esper powers, meaning she's a fucking bitch and everybody hates her. Together, the four encounter several adventures in the exciting scientific town of magic. I added the last part because the exciting scientific town, which has been, at this point, thoroughly described as being involved in magic.
Okay. So
first of all, if this place studies magic, why is someone with no powers there?
Yeah,
also,
I'm wondering about that.
Knowing anime, we just know the ones in the slutty shorty skirts are the ones in high school. This is mighty creepy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So basically, it's kind of a little bit like Harry Potter mixed with some moe bullshit mixed with child pornography.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And next, for number 4, is Air. We've already established the joke we're going for here at Schoolgirls, and Air is basically, you know the stereotype of anime people with giant eyes? You want to see some giant fucking eyes? Go see Air. Air is named for all the air that their eyes catch. Their eyes are so dry, they can't their blinking takes too long because all the ground their lids have to cover. It's just all the air that hits their giant bug eyes.
Wow.
Air is I know you've never seen Air because you're a straight man with a life, and
yes, I've never seen that show.
I've never seen Air, but I know about Air. It's basically, oh my god, no way, can you be that melodramatic? Oh wait, you just did. Holy shit. That's Air. Air is like if I took a dump and I was in Air, first of all I had giant eyes, and my hair would be like in a million spikes, and I would just look down at my bathroom floor as my eyes kind of glitter, like the little shine mark in my eyes jumped around.
Yeah, the little
and
shimmery thing they do. And those...
Yeah, exactly. And sad piano music would play as you hear the plops, and I monologue to myself about how all the food that gave me such great pleasure in my mouth is now being cast aside, and I would wax poetic about pooping while I think about the time I spent with my friends eating the food I'm now shitting out. That is what it is to take a dump in the world of Air.
You're deep, Cody. That got me right here, man.
And then Angel Beats. I vaguely remember Angel Beats. Have you heard of Angel Beats at all?
I'm trying to remember, and I think I remember seeing the cover of the DVD back when Suncoast Video was still open. And yeah, God rest your soul, Suncoast. But
your overpriced soul.
Yes. But No. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Steel Angel Kurumi.
Oh, God.
That's right. That was a different Angel-titled anime, and it had like the naked girls on the cover. So, no, I guess I don't know shit about Angel Beats.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, man. I came into this totally unprepared. Well, almost unprepared, but we'll get into that.
You gave me a kidney stone bringing up Steel Angel Kurumi. Oh, God.
Yeah,
damn.
I just remembered that.
Oh, that show is for people that will not only can't get laid, but will never get laid. If you watch Steel Angel Kurumi, like, unironically, chances are you're going to die alone. I mean, that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. And that's one thing that's not going to change. You're going to die alone. You're never going to get a girl because you watch Steel Angel Kurumi.
Yeah.
That's not a show for people with social skills and the ability to get women. The only woman you're going to get is like an internet girlfriend you're never going to see, but if you do see her, she's going to end up being hideous and fat and smelly, but she's the best you're going to get, and you're going to be the saddest couple on planet Earth. But you know what? You're perfect for each other. You're getting each other off the market for the rest of us, because you watch Steel Angel Kurumi. That's all it takes.
Sometimes I like to take my Steel Angel Kurumi body pillow and like put it in the dryer for a few minutes so it gets all warm, and then I pretend like it's my real girlfriend and like we sleep together, and it's just such a magical thing that happens.
That was frighteningly accurate.
Yeah.
So, the angel. I'm gonna look this up because I think that I get the sneaking suspicion this is going to garner more. I don't know what. This sounds familiar in a bad way. Angel Beats. Google image search. If it'll let me. There we go. Alright, I'm seeing a lot of schoolgirls with magic swords and...
Google's like, why are you doing this to yourself, man?
Oh my god, this is like the most blatant moe design. Look, they got big eyes, no mouth, and a dot nose. Look at this shit. It's like fucking as brought to you by Fred Gallagher.
Yeah.
My second Mega Tokyo jab of the day. Thank you. Oh my god, the eyes are huge. This is retarded. I don't even want to know what this is about. This is just balls to the wall moe.
Yeah. They use that kind of like shoujo-y color palette too, where everything's all muted and there's a lot of pinks and purples and it's all very like pastel and kind of washed out.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's what I'm getting from this anyway. There is.
This is very You know what this looks like? This looks like faggoty moe shit, and they just throw in like magic powers and swords so you can pretend it's cool. And like if you have to describe it to your friends, no, they like fight ghosts or whatever, and they like use like the sword just comes out of her hand, and like one girl she shoots bullets from her face or whatever, some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Lie to yourself.
Sounds like that show. What's that one where like the girls have those propeller leg things? That's ridiculous.
Oh my god. Strike Witches.
Strike Witches. There we go.
It's all like 1930s aviation meets magical girls meets furries.
Yep.
That show is
a wonderful combination of things.
That show was conceived by someone who hates anime. It's like, this is what all anime is, right? I don't fucking know. Just put it out there and make some money. That was like brought to you by something awful. That's what that fucking show is. Alright, and then fuck that show. What else is next? Haruhi. Oh, what's that show? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Oh, that show can go to hell. You ever want to fucking follow the most unlikable bitch since Panty and Stocking?
Yeah.
Or before Panty and Stocking. Have you ever seen Panty and Stocking, by the way?
I have, unfortunately. Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
I would commiserate.
A few episodes.
I would commiserate. Yeah, I think we should commiserate for a future episode.
We should do that, yeah.
And so there's your preview, folks. We're gonna do that. That'll be the next episode.
If Sean doesn't cancel this.
Wow, they're being really mean. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I want to say about Haruhi is I am a little surprised to see it in the top 10. I mean, it was pretty much a given it would be in the top 50, but I am a little surprised to see that it is in the top 10, almost the top 5, just considering how much even the hardcore fans of that show seem to flip out over the whole Endless 8 thing.
Yeah, but then they got a movie, and now they're all pacified again.
Oh, that's right, a movie came out.
Yeah, and they're all like, "Oh my god, it was so amazing and magical."
Okay, so that redeemed the 8 episodes of bullshit.
Especially painful for me. I went to the this is story time, folks. At Otakon, I went to the Bandai panel, and as you'll see in the I don't know if it will be out by the time this goes on A3K. Probably it'll be out by then. My coverage of Otakon for Kuso, I went to the Bandai panel, and let me just try to form the words to say this. I am not going to the Bandai panels anymore. The year before, well, first of all, they keep talking about shows I don't give a damn about, but then the year before, we were all treated to, we got free gifts. Yay, Bandai's giving out free gifts. They were Lucky Star t-shirts on all the seats. Oh. And I just happened to get the Konata swimsuit t-shirt.
Oh,
Yay.
Dude, you got that one?
I got that one.
Jealous.
I wanted the pink schoolgirl one that Kagami wears, but I didn't get that one. That wasn't on my seat. But that shirt did go toward becoming a prop for Kuso. It is now part of the wardrobe for Nine-Tailed Shishigami. I need to use that character again. I just got to find a way to work him in. But if you will go back and look at the I think it's the Oron High School Host Club, where I made fun of the reaction to my Evangelion review. Which, by the way, I like to point out, I did that bit before I even got any responses to the Evangelion review. So the fact that I was able to predict all the otaku out there so fucking accurately is both sad and hilarious.
That was eerily prophetic.
Yes, it was. But yeah, if you go back and notice, he is wearing that is, by the way, Kevin Markey, aka Takinawa Tonfa, aka one of my good buddies who has helped on the show multiple times in the past. And he plays that character, and if you'll notice, his shirt is a Konata swimsuit shirt. That's what we got at the Bandai panel that one year. Huh. I figured use it for something. So he sold his shirt because he got one too, and then I used mine as a prop for the show. And then the next year, which was last year, although I've been to Otakon more years than just 2, for some reason those are the only Bandai panels I remember. I don't think I went to the other Bandai panels. But I won't be going anymore.
Remember if you went to the other Bandai panels.
Yeah.
You don't forget that shit.
Because like last year was like a bunch of like shows that I again didn't give two shits about. And then like they had this whole huge thing on the Haruhi movie. And they showed clips from the damn thing, and they had the guy they had like, I think, director or something, and the composer, and the composer played a piece of this from the soundtrack in its entirety. Now, granted, I am, being the music nerd that I am, I can look at it objectively as a piece of music. It was a nice violin piece.
Okay.
But it's not something I want to sit through in its entirety in an anime convention panel. I'm here to do stuff. And I don't give a shit about Haruhi. And I found out later, this is the guy that composed the soundtrack to the Soul Calibur series.
Oh, really?
Which was neat to have seen that guy in person, but that's something I care about a little more than the fucking, Haruhi soundtrack. It's like, play that shit,
Yeah.
Bust out fucking something from Soul Calibur. And I know you probably can't play that with one instrument. Just bring a recording of like all the other instruments and play like the fucking whatever instrument you want to fill in. Yeah. Something from that.
He should have like beatboxed it, Like, you guys know that song that goes like do 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 do, and then just he sits there and does that for like 8 minutes, and everybody's like, woo!
I just picture me getting up and beatboxing "Raise Thy Sword." Everybody! Just looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing?
And then they all jump up and dance.
I'm making this panel interesting.
Damn right.
But and then like, oh my god, that panel. But then the worst thing about the Bandai panel, the Haruhi movie shit was bad enough. I'm hurting inside at this point. And then they're talking about K-On!, which is on this list. So let's get K-On! Out of the way. We'll skip ahead to K-On! Because fuck these other shows. We all know what the deal is.
K-On!
Well, I want to talk.
More like
I want to talk about number 7. Oh snap!
Yep.
Well, I'm going to talk about Madoka Magica in a minute. Okay. But K-On! They were because they're dubbing it now and they're bringing it over in English.
Oh, good.
And they had the girls. I know you're excited.
Yep.
And they had the girls, the voice actresses that play the main girls, all up there. Mm-hmm. And they first of all, if I remember correctly, one of them was Christina V.
Oh.
Who most people may know better, and they should know better, as the voice of Noelle Vermillion from BlazBlue.
Mm-hmm.
And her like it's kind of surreal how her speaking voice shifts in and out of Noelle.
Huh.
Like she'll at least be talking, sounds like a normal person, all of a sudden just like she'll say like and then when she says and then Noelle kicks in, like what the fuck? It's weird when a voice actor, voice actress, like a character's voice is like 2 notches away from their normal voice, but it's not their normal voice.
Ah, so it just kind of lapse into it subconsciously.
Yeah, and it just pops up and like what? You're like a fucking dog who heard the dinner bell, and you're like, what was that? Was this character like? In person? Anyway.
Leap up, knock your chair over, and be like, say hands off the panda, you bitch! Say hands off the goddamn panda! One hand in your pants. Say it! Say it, you whore!
Because what then followed, they took an excerpt from one of the songs in K-On! Because for those who don't know, K-On! Is about a group of girls who start a rock band. And when I say rock band, I basically mean they sing pop with electric guitars in it.
So it's like
makes it
the Backstreet Girls.
Kinda, yeah. It's like Beck for people that don't really like music. They like Moe. You know what I mean? It's like I don't need all that whole thing about what it is to, struggle in the music industry and make real music and all that shit. And I don't need all that serious character drama. What I need is giant-eyed girls who speaking squeaky voices, and they play non-threatening music that I can squeal to.
Because that's what anime is all about.
Sometimes I think it is. But, so they sang a song from this, and first of all, it was in Japanese, so,
Okay.
That's, a lot of the English voice actresses singing a Japanese song. Already, this isn't going well.
Well, I was gonna say,
they sang.
Isn't that kind of like define the whole point of them dubbing the show? Shouldn't they have translated it to English?
I can only hope it's translated to English in the show itself, and they just brought with them the Japanese later. Maybe they didn't have translated. I don't know. Okay. I'm giving them some credit because if they actually sang the original Japanese song, that would be the dumbest shit on God's green earth.
Just have them read every line in Japanese to appease the fanboys,
Like, man, this whole fucking direct translation shit's gotten out of control. You gotta stop catering to these people.
I don't like it when they translate nakama because that can have different meanings. and they never get it right, ever.
So not only did they sing it, the voice actors, they sang it it was like an excerpt from the song. They sang it 3 times in a row. I don't know why they did it. No, first it was like, what was it, like 2 of them sang it once, then the other 2 sang it, and then all 4 of them sang it, and then, just to make me really want to die, they got a guy from the audience, he'll come up here, and let's have someone else sing it. I'm like, let's not do that. I want to go home. I don't even want to be at Otakon anymore. You've killed my love for Otakon. You've killed my love for anime. I'm gonna sign up on something awful right now. I am on my way to Encyclopedia Dramatica as we speak.
You know they love it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No, we totally hate anime, you guys. Don't make fun of me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so now that you had that, the only thing that kind of made it worth it was, at the very end, they played bloopers from the Haruhi Suzumiya movie where the voice actresses fucked around. And hearing Crispin Freeman call Haruhi Suzumiya a total bitch was very, very therapeutic.
Oh, man. That sounds great.
And they'll never play that on YouTube or anything. That's like, I saw it once, I'll never see it again. That makes me sad, because I want to, like, rewind that. I just want to go to, like, and you're a total bitch, and you're a total bitch, and you're a total bitch, and you're a total bitch.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it almost kind of works in our favor that's not on the internet, because how can we compete with that? I mean, if that was up on YouTube or something, people would have already shut this off and be listening to that, because, I mean, you know, we can't compete with that kind of entertainment.
Crispin Freeman calling Haruhi Suzumiya a bitch. That's like one of those magic moments in life. That's like the aurora borealis or the eclipse or a meteor shower. It's just one of those beautiful moments that only come once, every so often, if ever again. So that's my story. But yeah, I just want to get that out. This other show I want to bring up, number 7, Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
Now, I have heard of a Madoka Magica series. Is that the same one, or it sounds like a different title?
I do believe it is the same show. Madoka Magica is just like the shorthand.
Well, hang on a second. Madoka Magica. Because I have a feeling as though I thought it was a different title, but maybe not. Okay, so wait, what's the title they have up there?
Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica.
Okay, well, I'm thinking of Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Oh, yes, those are 2 different shows, yes.
So, I'm not sure. Obviously, they're related in some capacity, but I'm not sure what.
See, I forgot about that one. Let me take a look here.
Because, Puella Magi Madoka Magica, I'm just going to call it PM3, because that's easier. In the language that I speak.
Apparently it's the same show with different titles.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've heard some people talking about this other one.
Yeah, okay, apparently Maho Shoujo is how it's pronounced in Japanese, but then they have, like, what the English words are, and it's like Puella Magi.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, but then, like, the Japanese characters are Maho Shoujo.
But I thought, yeah, okay, alright, never mind. I'm not even going to go down that road now. But, no, I've heard some people discussing this, and apparently it's not bad. Do you have evidence to the contrary, or? I
have not seen it. I kind of, don't want to. It's basically propping itself on, it's a deconstruction of Magical Girls. It's like, it gets really dark and violent at times, and it touches on the social or philosophical or whatever of being a magical girl, and it's like, it's still, you know what it is? It's like, we're gonna do cutesy shit, but it's totally not cutesy shit because we put in blood and creepiness. Like, that doesn't change it from being dumb. It's just, like, arty now.
Alright, well, I haven't seen it, so I'm not even gonna comment. I'll watch the first episode one of these days, and then we can pick this up at a later point, I guess.
Yes, we will.
See if it is in fact the Watchmen of the schoolgirl genre, as I have heard it referred to once before.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that, but then again, I'm not a big fan of the Watchmen either.
Oh, what?
I'm not. I can't,
Okay,
between
all
all
right,
the
we'll abandon that. We don't
Blue
talk
Man
about
Group penis and the fucking
that.
pretentious shit.
Well, wait, are we talking about film Watchmen or graphic novel Watchmen?
I'm a little, like, I can't really get through either.
Okay.
Like, it just feels like Alan Moore's got something to say.
No, that was V for Vendetta.
That wasn't Alan Moore.
Huh?
That wasn't Alan Moore.
He wrote that.
Did he write V for Vendetta?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure he did.
Huh. I'm gonna look that up. I'm not looking that up now because it doesn't pertain to the podcast.
Yeah.
But, cause, yeah, V for Vendetta was like, fuck you, Margaret Thatcher. The whole graphic novel. Fuck you, Margaret Thatcher. Thanks. This is entertaining with a shitty art style. We're not gonna use any lines. It's just gonna be a mess of shapes.
Yeah.
That's just the fucking snobby artist in me talking.
Yeah. But yes, just to confirm, I just checked it up, and yes, Alan Moore did write the V for Vendetta comic. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so he got a great. I don't like Alan Moore. I think that's just. I don't like that guy. He's just got way too much shit to say, and all of it's retarded.
Fair enough.
Like, look how much of a nonconformist I am. I worship a god I know doesn't exist. Some serpent god or something. I worship a god I know doesn't exist. Look how fucking edgy and nonconformist I am. I'm gonna write a book with my wife about the women of fairy tales getting it on like a Hollywood Wives kind of deal. Shut the fuck up, Alan.
Also, my favorite things in the world are my beard and rings.
Yeah, exactly. Alan Moore, that is a man that did not get attention as a child. That is a man that was just, like, I could just see, like, 12-year-old Alan Moore, he's banging pots in the back of the room while his parents are just, like, plopped up in front of the couch watching Roseanne with a look of misery on their faces, just into the world. That is the only way I could possibly explain what has become of Alan Moore now. But,
He's like an American Anno. Oh shit,
Yeah.
What's his first name? The Evangelion guy.
Hideaki Anno.
Yeah, him.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know, because Hideaki Anno was, like, all depressed and emo all the time. It's like, if you see him now, he's like Japanese Milton. I'm gonna make an anime where I set the world on fire.
That is so him.
That is Hideaki Anno now. But there's a couple shows on this list that I think bear mentioning. Who the fuck is surprised that Lucky Star is on this list?
Yep.
Really? Is anyone surprised Lucky Star is on this list?
And it's lucky number 13.
It's kind of funny. Full Metal Alchemist, betting money, it's the fucking first series and not Brotherhood. Notice there's no Brotherhood tag on it.
Yeah.
Because, why get the one with the good story when we can get the one that likes to... We can pretend we're berserk sometimes with getting raped into muteness, and then the rape baby, when sacrificed, opens a door to World War II. No, there's a door, and behind the door is a hallway, and the hallway has all the knowledge in the world in it, and on the other side of the hallway is World War II, but it has everybody from Full Metal Alchemist, but now they're Nazis.
That makes perfect sense to me. Of course,
And
I have read a
alchemy
lot of fan fiction, so...
And alchemy is powered by dead Jews.
Yeah,
I wish I was making that up.
Good taste.
I wish I did. It was fucking like alchemy is actually powered by the people that died during World War II. And what was the most amount of people that died during that point? Jews.
That's what
Which
they
makes you
want
wonder.
you to believe, man.
Which makes you wonder, was Anne Frank's soul used to fix that radio in the first episode? The final entry of her diary, it hurts so much, why do I hear music?
You're going down such a bad road with this. Okay.
I didn't write it. That wasn't my fucking story to have fucking Hughes as a Nazi and Hitler in the movie.
Hey, look at that. Grave of the Fireflies is number 29. What do you think of Grave of the Fireflies, Cody? Do you like that movie?
Fuck that movie. Oh
You
my
like
god,
Grave
have
of
you
the
ever seen Grave of the
Fireflies?
Fireflies?
No, I...
Don't.
Yeah.
There is no reason. This has been my thesis on that movie. And I don't want to get too much into it because I do want to do a Kuso episode. I just don't know when. It's like way in the back burner. I guess I'll just go off and then it'll be fresh then and I'll have jokes.
Yeah.
But like, Grave of the Fireflies doesn't need to exist because what is a movie? A movie is not art. Art comes second. It's entertainment. When you make a movie, you are putting it against every movie in existence, and you are saying, you want to watch this movie instead of all those other movies for whatever reason. Like if you're in the mood for a dumb comedy, here's a dumb comedy. You want something profound, here's something profound. But generally, you want to experience this movie. You choose to go through whatever the movie goes through.
Yeah.
There is no reason to put. Grave of the Fireflies has no incentive to do this because like an hour and a half, 2 hours of nothing but attempting to depress you. It has no entertainment value. It has no joy. It has not even I can take a downer ending and something dark if it's entertaining. Grave of the Fireflies isn't even entertaining. It's meandering through depression for 2 hours. That's all it is. It's just, hey, here's something that sucks. Here's another something that sucks. Here's more suck. Here's more suck. For 2 hours. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it was based on a true blah, blah, blah. I don't care. There's a lot of awful things in this world that happen in real life I don't need movies based on. Yes. Well, like, who wants to see a movie based on like a police report of a brutal rape? Let's do that. That really happened.
That would be every episode of Law and Order SVU. One of the top 5 most popular dramas in the United States.
To be fair, because I've seen SVU, SVU doesn't spend the entire movie depicting the rape in graphic detail. You just get the idea, and then it focuses on catching the guy. And it has a resolution, and you have the characters, and it tries to entertain you. That's what I'm saying. It makes an attempt to be a show, a performance. Grave of the Fireflies is just feel bad, feel bad, feel bad. Are you feeling bad yet? It's like almost like a guy comes out of your TV and just gets in your face. Feel bad, motherfucker. Feel so damn bad. Just bad. Watch them die. Just die. There's no reason to watch it. It won't like when you watch a movie that is good, you feel good. Even if it had a downer, you're like, that was a good experience. I'm glad I went through that. Woohoo, I'm glad that's in my life, in my repertoire of things I've experienced and seen. Mm-hmm. You don't get that with Grave of the Fireflies. And if anyone wants to defend it, and I'm not gonna rant too much longer, I'm just gonna get this out and then I'm gonna be done. If anyone wants to defend Grave of the Fireflies, I submit this to you. How many times have you rewatched Grave of the Fireflies? How many times have you sat down and go, I feel like watching a movie. What movie am I gonna watch today? I'm gonna watch Grave of the Fireflies. I'm just gonna pop Grave of the Fireflies in and just have a night. I'm just gonna get a bowl of popcorn, a soda, and I'm gonna watch Grave of the Fireflies. That doesn't happen. You watch Grave of the Fireflies once and you never watch it again. Even if you claim to like it, you don't watch it a second time because it's not a good movie. It's just there to like make you feel good because it was so damn dramatic. It was fucking depressing. It's a piece of shit.
It's a discussion piece basically. It's one that people want to see so they have something to talk about.
It's a Serbian film before there was a Serbian film. Except instead of going with shock, it was the Serbian film of depression. If a Serbian film is all about shock value, Grave of the Fireflies is all about depression, making you depressed. Yeah. So the Serbian film makes you vomit, Grave of the Fireflies makes you bummed.
Fair enough.
Let's
see what else is on this list here.
Of course, Spirited Away, because, Miyazaki.
Yeah, Miyazaki. Actually, as someone who has casually enjoyed some of his work, not the entire body of it, but some of his work, I think that Spirited Away is probably actually one of the worst movies he's made. Just my opinion. I know people are going to crucify me for that, but I've watched about 6 of his films, and I enjoyed that one the least. I thought that was tremendously overrated. I did not like that one.
I mentioned this on the a little bit on the A3K panel, but basically, like I watched it multiple times, like in different parts. Like, hey, this is where I left off. I'll watch it, give it another shot, because it had been a while. It's it's like candy. Like if anyone's seen Louis Black's stand up back before he got up his ass with his own politics, he did this bit about candy corn and like how awful it is, but how he kept going back to it is like because it's like once a year you forget how bad it is, and like every year, like an Alzheimer's patient, I say candy corn. It's corn, but it tastes like candy. I think I'll try one. Son of a bitch! That was Spirited Away for me. It's like, Spirited Away. I vaguely remember that. I remember I left off around here. I'll try it again. Watch for 5 minutes. Son of a bitch! It has no plot, no nothing. It's just here's a girl wandering. It's Japanese Narnia without a plot. Just here's a girl wandering.
There's no, like, it's such a loose, meandering narrative. It's not a story so much as it is just a situation. And I really just don't think that the character is interesting or likable enough to carry a situation of a plot.
And not only that, like, people join her group, but then it uses, like, old school RPG logic. It's like, oh, you helped me out of this minor predicament. I join your party now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why are they why are they on this train? Where did this train even come from? What is this movie even doing? Oh, you just remember that you know him. How fucking convenient.
Yeah.
What else is on?
Tried way too hard to have that trip shit ending, and yeah, I didn't like Spirited Away.
I also see on this list we have Ghost in the Shell. I'm noticing it's not Standalone Complex, because as you know, Standalone Complex had a plot and had character to it, and Ghost in the Shell, the movies, were pretty much the director saying, I want to explore. For what stuff?
Well, it was, they kind of tried to do what The Matrix did, where they kind of pushed it as an action series or an action movie, but it was really more of just this poorly handled kind of faux philosophical exploration of some bullshit.
Well, at least even to The Matrix's credit, because I know you don't like it, I do. But at least to that's credit, it based shit on philosophy as opposed to just was philosophy. Like, it had its own, like, you could overlook the philosophy and there's still a plot. And it's its own standalone thing with and its progression. You know, stupid ass rave scene in the second movie notwithstanding, you still had a continuous thing going, and you could just ignore all the bullshit and just enjoy the characters and story and all that. And one of the greatest movie villains of all time. I stand by that.
Okay, I do like Smith. I'll agree with you on that. Hugo
Smith
Weaving is the man.
He is the man. If I were gay, he would make me rock hard.
I'm not gay, and he still makes me rock hard.
You have one up me, sir.
Yeah. Eat that.
So yeah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. But unless you mean beat that in another way, in which case I won't do that, and I'm sorry. But yeah, Ghost in the Shell was just pretty much like, hey, here's some philosophy. Oh, are you getting bored? Don't worry. We'll have like this one girl naked like all the time. So
yeah,
you just enjoy that.
I was impressed with the staggering number of ways that they invented to show her pretty much full body nudity for just no good reason. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't think she was going to be naked in this scene too, but they proved me wrong.
It's like how I felt in the one episode of Sacred Blacksmith all the time. Because I don't know if anyone's seen the show Sacred Blacksmith. Sacred Blacksmith, I like to describe it as just dumb. It's really harmless. I can't hate it. It's just so stupid. It's like the dumb retard kid. It's like you don't hate him, but don't ask him any complicated questions. He'll stare at you and drool.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and that's kind of what's going through my head. And she's fighting the girl with the ridiculous, literal breastplate. Like, if you look at a picture of it, it's literally a breastplate. It's a breastplate shaped for her boobs. It's the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. But it's a dumb show. And,
sounds a little like Queen's Blade, actually.
No, like Queen's Blade, at least like it was like segments on each boob. You know what I mean? It was like a plate per boob.
Mm-hmm.
This is one breastplate, like a normal knight's breastplate, but instead of being like a shape, like armor, it is literally formed in the shape of two breasts. Like, it has two breasts sticking out of it. Look it up. It's the dumbest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, one of the dumbest. And, like, anyway, so she's fighting this monster, and she gets, like, her breastplate knocked off, and it's clear she's wearing an undershirt. So I'm thinking, okay, we're just gonna have the black leotard thing she's wearing. No, it tore her whole front off. Full frontal nudity in this. There was no sign this was gonna be a show that contained full frontal nudity. And at the end of episode 2, boom, here's jiggling titties, nipples and all. I'm like, oh, okay, hello. What the fuck? So Ghost of the Shell is pretty much that all the time. Just here, two guys driving down the road. Oh, naked lady right there. Okay, hi. We're doing this now. Cool, all right.
That advanced the story. Well, if we can return to the top 10 briefly on this list, specifically Bake Mono Guitar Hero, or whatever the number one is.
Yeah.
Now, I want to do a little bit of preparation for this, so I went ahead and I watched most of the first episode of whatever the title of that anime is. So
Baked potato battery.
yeah, have you ever seen it?
I have not. You did more preparation than I did.
Oh, all right. Well,
I read up on it. That was my research. I read up on what it was, and I got the gist.
okay.
But you tell me what you saw, and I'll see if I.
All right. Well, just based on what I saw the first episode, sometimes the pilots are different, and I don't know if they did like a Haruhi where the first episode is totally different, but best way I can describe the first episode is that it's a really surreal mixture of insanity and boredom. Like, it was crazy as hell, but I couldn't even get angry at it or freak out or anything because it was just so mind-numbingly boring. Like, they have the intro sequence, and then the first major scene is this guy and this gal. They're in this high school classroom or whatever. It's after hours, so they're the only ones there. It's dark for the most part. Sun's going down. They've got some rays of light coming in, so the lighting is
So if
like...
this was hentai, they'd be fucking in 5 minutes, basically.
Basically, yeah. It's got that kind of mood to it. But,
yeah.
So the lighting is very muted, and it's got like this kind of, very light kind of orchestral soundtrack, and they basically just talk for like 3 or 4 minutes. Nothing happens. And there's not a lot of movement in the animation, and I started to fall asleep. I had to chug some Starbucks to make it all the way through this scene. And then the guy says his goodbyes, and he goes out in the hallway, and then this girl, who I guess is she's not a ghost, but she doesn't weigh anything because of a crab monster. I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
Oh, I know. I read it. I saw the thing. That is so both perfectly. That is like the perfect way of describing it, and also accentuates how stupid it is.
Yeah. But so they have a little bit of dialogue, and that goes on for a while, and it starts to get kind of interesting, and then it doesn't. And then he runs after her, and then she gets all pissed off and pulls out like all of these knives and pens and different things, and she's like, let's have a war. And she steps toward him, and the music gets all intense. I'm like, okay, cool, something's gonna happen. And then he's all, no, wait, I just want to talk. And I'm like, fuck. So then they talk for a while. And then there's this really long sequence with them going to see this other guy for some bullshit. And it's a long period, again, of them just walking and talking, but the animation tries to do all this crazy shit, like it distorts the audio at one point. It uses all these like weird angles of them walking, and it cuts to like these bizarre little like claymation animatics of stuff happening. I don't even know how to describe it. It is the most insane thing you've ever seen. And it's so obvious that the animators are trying as hard as they possibly can to make this scene of them walking and talking as interesting as possible, and they can't do it. They cannot make this scene interesting. And the whole thing is like that. They use every cheap trick in the book to try to make it all trip shitty and draw you in. And it's just not interesting. So
That seems to be a problem a lot of anime has, where it's like, well, we don't need to put any real effort into this. We'll just make it kind of trippy and weird.
Exactly.
And then we'll seem totally deep and stuff.
But I guess apparently it's based on a series of light novels or something, which...
Yeah. I checked up on that. I know there's this one episode that was like fucking had like some incomplete shit when it was actually aired, and when on the DVD not only is that like fixed, but there's like a whole lot more like nudity and sexualized shit, and like this one girl gets possessed by a ghost snake, and you know exactly what the fuck it looks like when she gets possessed by the ghost snake, when it goes up her body and then into her mouth. Okay. It looked exactly the way you'd think if you were gonna make porno shit of a ghost snake. This is how it goes. Like, fucking Japan, for God's sake, quit.
That's another
Would
thing.
someone get that country a hooker?
That's another thing, man. When I first started watching this, the very first scene of the first episode, this guy is outside or whatever, and he sees this girl, and a gust of wind blows up her skirt. So you see, he's looking at her underwear, and then it goes into a POV shot, and then time slows way down. So out of the first 10 seconds of the episode, probably about 7 or 8 of those seconds are spent just basically a still shot of this schoolgirl's underwear. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, mystery solved. That's why it's number one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And it does.
I can't. I would be repeating myself if I said what's on my mind right now.
About hating Japan or something, or
It's not like it drives me a little crazy because how can a country that produces so much good shit also be so fucked up and produce so much bad shit?
I don't know,
It's like
man.
what? Like they need to do something about their sexual repression over there because it's becoming a problem. As an outside observer, Japan, I know you're totally listening to this. You need to do something about this. Don't become whores, but for God's sake, there are these really ronery guys out there. They need a vagina so bad. You know what we need to do as a humanitarian gesture, because we're already donating food and money to all these other countries. We need to donate hookers for Japan. We need to start a new charity, Hookers for Japan. We just find these animators, especially Gynax. We need to send a lot over to Gynax.
Yeah.
And we're gonna donate hookers to all these ronery guys in Japan that they're so obsessed with panties and these weird things because their sexual repression, like they can't have beats they can't even sexualize shit normally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't just have a hot chick. No, it's gotta be like she's got things and this whole thing about breaking her and sneaking peeks at her panties and rapey. Everything's rape. Why is everything rape, Japan? Why is every other shit you produce so goddamn rapey?
I have no idea.
What's up with rape? It's like the rape capital of the world.
The
Between
whole
that and
chauvinist culture, I suppose. I don't know.
and the whole don't report rape thing they got going over there. That is a problem they need to address.
Yeah.
And it is ever so evident in these shows where you just have such rapey shit like the ghost snake fucking tentacle oraling this girl. No, it's totally possessing her. We don't know what the fuck it is, alright? You lonely piece of shit.
Yeah. No, actually, because I was watching...
And everybody, just real quick, anybody out there can probably find an animated GIF of this scene. I kind of recommend you do, because if you do, then no one will be able to argue, maybe he's just going a little blah, blah. No. Look at it. Look at this scene. You will not be able to argue me. I'm right. My word is law on this.
Okay.
It's rapey as shit.
I'm gonna type girl raped by ghost snake into Google and find 400 fetish websites that specialize in that.
No, I think probably all you need to do Bakemonogatari,
Rape snake.
Ghost snake. Yeah, snake. Or even just snake, probably. Let's see. I'm gonna check Google Images right now.
Type in crab monster while you're at it, because I want to see what that crab monster...
Oh, here we go. I found it.
Oh, there you
I
go.
found the GIF.
Okay.
I found a couple GIF. Oh, here's a couple. We got one of her with her back arched, looks like she's having an orgasm. No, she's totally being possessed by a snake. But here we have, and I'm gonna send it to you. Now the folks that listening to this, obviously I can't send it to you two. But you know what?
Email Cody Baier for a link to the rape snake
You don't even need to. Bakemonogatari snake, and it's in. You'll see it, and look for the GIF. You'll know when you see it.
You'll know it when you see it. That's this entire series in a nutshell. This is kind of a weird segue, but something else I do that just kind of bugged the hell out of me is interspersed in the animation, especially around the opening and in certain areas where it supposedly gets quote-unquote intense.
Mm-hmm.
They will throw little full screens of different things, like a random shot of an unrelated image or just bits of text that provide some sort of background information on what's happening or whatever. But it's one of those where it's only on screen for maybe 2 or 3 frames. So in order to read the text or see what the image is really about, you have to go through the thing frame by frame. And I don't know why you would do that to your audience unless you hated them. I mean, if you want to throw some additional subtext in there, or if you want to even call that an Easter egg, But to expect people to go through your show frame by frame, I mean, that's just fucking pretentious.
But they'll do it. They fucking know their audience. They don't have a life. They're just sitting there fucking probably making gifs of this rape snake here.
Which was great, by the way. I saw that. Thank you for sending me that.
Yeah, no problem. I thought that would enrich your life to see the rape snake.
Yeah.
Bakemonogatari, everybody. #1 ranked show by Nico Nico Douga. Holy shit.
Yep.
We also have, just want to run by some of these other ones here that we have. Gurren Lagann. Who the fuck is surprised? Oh, it's so awesome. No, it's not. Oh, I'm going to yell and punch poorly drawn drills at everything while my robot gets stronger just because I want it to. Everything gets stronger because you want it to.
Don't believe in yourself, Cody. Believe in me, who believes this series sucks.
I like also how we're supposed to believe that this one guy, this Kamina guy, is so fucking manly when he looks like he looks like one of those guys in a gay nightclub rave crowd. And he's got no shirt, Elton John glasses without the frames, and he's got a cape on with blue shorts. Like, you expected him dancing with his arms in the air with like 3 bald muscular guys grinding him from each side.
That's how everyone will dress in the future.
We also have Rosen Maiden, which is one of those creepy fucking...
Yep.
I don't want to get into that. Okay, we got One Piece and Durarara. So that's some hope. Tiger and Bunny. I don't know how that got on here. Maybe a couple normal people snuck up here and decided to troll them. Because Tiger and Bunny's good and doesn't really seem like something the Nico Nico Douga crowd be watching. But I guess maybe it's got a big-eyed girl in there somewhere.
Yeah. I like.
We also have...
I was just going to say Gintama is number 22, which that's a really good series. If you haven't seen that, check it out.
There's Gintama up there, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Code Geass, number 14. Now, while Code Geass is a very good show with a very well-written plot and very good character depth and explores a lot of the consequences of a lot of things that go on and very good writing, let's be honest, that's not what they're watching this show for, because the guys behind the show were very smart in a way in terms of marketing. They put in a lot of big-breasted, big-eyed anime girls, and they plaster a lot of them in sexy poses, or I should say sexy, but like Clamp's art style, the character designs are done by Clamp, and I hate their art style.
Yeah.
Their people are basically have these giant legs and arms and weird heads, and like
all
when
their
they're
heads
in a
look
sex
like upside down teardrops. That's how they always look to me. I don't know.
Yeah, kinda, except, and like when they're in the side, like their nose just kind of goes off into this knife and it doesn't really go down into a nose. It's just their head is shaped like a rhombus. and like, so, but like when you see the girls doing sexy poses, their spine, it's like a Rob Liefeld spine, like, I'm sexy for you! And the girl needs spinal surgery. But yeah, like most of a lot of the show has like a lot of unnecessary fan service, which is annoying because I'm like, oh, I'm really into the story. Okay, why is the camera going up her cooter? What is this camera angle?
Walking a table.
Yeah, that at least was like, at least was supposed to show how crazy she was. I could buy that, and that was in shadow, which was kind of funny. It's like they did that part right. It was in shadow. She was supposed to be crazy for it. Mm-hmm. But if it was like. If it were like any of the other girls, it would have been fully shown and we would have heard them coo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now she's naked. Why? Because it's like, now she's naked in this scene. Why? Because naked is fun! I'm stranded on a deserted island. First thing I'm gonna do, get naked.
That's what I'd do if I was stranded on a deserted island.
Yeah, so that's why it's number 14. Not for the story, not for the writing, no, because it's got girls with hooters and big eyes that get naked sometimes. Let's be honest with each other. Let's not lie. That's why it's popular. Mm-hmm. We have also wanted to bring up Milky Holmes. I can't believe Milky Holmes is getting any ratings. This show defies logic and existence. Have you heard of Milky Holmes, Alex?
I have not.
You have not heard.
I have never heard of Milky Holmes.
I'm about to blow your fucking mind. Imagine, first of all, it's another academy. Fucking academies, because the Japanese never want to leave school. It's another academy of, you ready for this?
Okay.
Little girl detectives.
Oh, okay.
And their uniform is multicolored Sherlock Holmes outfits.
Oh. Now, knowing that the title of the thing is Milky Holmes, if you had asked me to describe what it was and I had no idea, which I didn't until now, little moe girls dressed up like Sherlock Holmes is probably what I would have answered if I was being facetious. So that's actually what it's about then.
That's actually what it's about. It's a group of girls, and they're all in a different color. You can Google image search it. It is hard to believe. It is hard to believe it's real. But it's there, and it's continuing. Like, I thought it was just going to be, like, die really quickly. Like, that's a throwaway concept if I ever heard it. But I overestimated our friends in Japan. Now, I keep saying this is all Japan. Obviously, this isn't. I mean, Berserk, and I think I know what it is. Because Berserk and Black Lagoon are, like, the two most, like, successful seinen series. And they're, like, amazing. Like, some of the best manga ever made. Mm-hmm. And I think I realized what it is. Adults who read manga designed for adults, not porn for adults, but regular for adults, have taste. And I think what it is like the consumer crowd. It's like how the Jersey Shore is way too fucking popular for how stupid it is.
Yeah, that's like, what the people who live over where this stuff is made, this is what they want.
Yeah, it's like I think that's what's hurting the anime industry a little bit over here. It's not totally, but it's certainly hurting, certainly helping the hurt, is that we're just not getting any good titles anymore. I mean, remember when fucking Cowboy Bebop dropped here?
Yes.
Anime exploded. You know, when Dragon Ball Z...
I remember that day.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Like, where were you when Cowboy Bebop Episode 1 first aired? Or like fucking Dragon Ball Z just showed the world. Look at this crazy fighting shit. Now here's Gundam Wing. Giant fucking robots and politics? What? Flat out. What's next? Tenchi Muyo, you mean to tell me you can get a bunch of girls and space action shit together? Yes, you can. Sometimes it sucks. Depends on the series, because it's like a totally different series, like 3 of them. But still, you can do it. It's there. It's enjoyable.
That's exactly what people said when that came over.
Exactly what they said. Yeah. So it was like you had cool shit just hitting us, and it was in our face. It was, and we had like things that people were watching, and then it was exposed, and the anime got overexposed, and people got tired of it, and then like even like if you were still paying attention, what were you getting? Oni-chan, that's the sound of the dick in her mouth. So it's like, why are you going to go back? It's like, people sit here like, oh, I've lost interest in anime. Why? Because they're surrounded by shit. It's like, I guarantee you, if the good stuff, and it is out there, still being made, if these people say, oh, I was into anime, then I lost interest. If you showed them as they were losing interest, the good stuff, they would have never lost interest. It's because of the stupid shit that's everywhere, and it's so, not only is it so popular, but it's so popular by people that won't shut up. And they just throw it in your face all the time. And like, that becomes, like, this is what anime is now. Just this, like these women are like, if they scream, like you wouldn't hear shit, but dogs would bark.
Yeah.
That's like,
would go off, windows would break, and
yeah, like that's by the way, I just want to say that's why I could never have sex with a Japanese woman. I understand some of them are really dead.
That's the reason, right?
Yeah, no, because like I couldn't even like. I wouldn't even want to see porn with a Japanese woman because, like, fucking, yes, some of them are very beautiful, but by and large, they have very high-pitched voices over there. That's like just the general thing. Like, they do have some that aren't, but more so than not, they're squeaky. And have you ever heard a Japanese woman in flagrante delicto? I'm asking you. Have you ever heard this? Be honest.
Yeah, you know, I have access to the internet, and
yes.
People post things, so yes.
Yes, you've heard it. Yes. So obviously you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Japanese women in coitus, my ears want to die. I can't listen to that. Where's I just heard the alarm go off. Is everything okay? No, I'm just having sex with a Japanese girlfriend. Oh my god, I thought the kitchen was on fire. I thought the fire alarm went off. No, that's just Kimiko. She's really getting into it.
Yeah. Well, also, if Japanese pornography is accurate, then having sex with a Japanese girl would be a lot of work because you gotta oil them down. You know, you gotta inject like a whole bunch of milk into their butts and have them spray it out. And then you gotta have some guy dressed up as like a dragon come in and chase them around and slap their boobs or whatever. So
Japanese mating rituals are overly complicated.
I know there's a lot involved.
Can we just have some penetration? What is all this? Damn you and all your culture. Anyway.
Nothing is easy in Japan.
Nothing.
That's why the suicide rate is so high.
It's just no wonder all the kids are westernizing themselves. They want to get away from this shit. Can't we just fuck? Do we have to do the dance? It's a terribly racist impression, but I don't care. But anyway, just to wind this down a bit, because how can we follow half this shit? Milky Holmes is freaky, and I can't believe it's even on this list. I would have thought like that would fall by the wayside and no one would remember it. You remember that crazy show with the Sherlock Holmes lollies? Yeah, what the fuck was that about? I remember that once, but I didn't think anything happened. None of that it's on the top. According to Nico Nico Douga, it's among the top 50 animes of the last 10 years. Milky Holmes.
Number 46.
Not only that, it's above Tiger and Bunny.
Yes, it is.
And apparently, One Piece is not quite up to the level of Lucky Star and Clannad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like creativity and likable characters is fine, but that art style is just too inventive for me. I need something my eyes bigger. Bigger eyes! Bigger eyes! Squeakier voices! I want to have sex with a mouse with eyes as big as its head.
Living the dream.
Live the dream.
Well,
From all here at the other side, I'm Cody Baier.
I'm Alex Berry.
And we hope you had fun. And if you were offended, please go ahead, post in the comments, and I'll be sure to ignore it, or we'll make fun of you. Either way, it's going to avail you nothing.
You were a little shocked and horrified. Well, then, congratulations on just being normal.
Thank you for listening, and goodbye.